You know what that means. Detroit media icon Ryan Ermanni, University of Michigan great Braylon Edwards, and of course, Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network. Woodward Sports.
See what it is. You see what it is. You see what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, it may be raining outside. It may be dreary outside, but it is the perfect day for the Detroit Pistons to play at LCA. Couldn't have asked for a better day for the city of Detroit to welcome in the New York Knicks for Game 6. Grit, villain, all the things. I can't wait, man. I know somebody else excited about it. Anson Wells, tell me about tonight, buddy.
Well, we get to.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling so damn good. We get to shut the New York Peasants fans up for a couple more days, and then we're going to go back to MSG because we are winning tonight. We are winning our first home playoff game in LCA.
Okay, don't say too much. Don't say too much. You already came out the gate. I knew that would be your answer. That's why
I'm hot and ready, baby.
Tom Mazaway, Game 6 downtown tonight. How you feeling, man? What's your energy?
I'm looking forward to going, man. When they won the other night, I knew I got to go to one more game at least at Little Caesars Arena. I will be there again. I will be repping the ballers from the D up in the gondola area. I will be there, don't worry. And I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait to get down there. I wish the game would start at 6:30, not 7:30.
Has this team made you love basketball again? Is that what you're saying?
I told you that in the beginning of the year. I fell in love with this team.
Love it.
I love this effing team.
Attaboy, Tommy.
Maz and I had conversations about this team. I went to that Mavs game. I never looked back, and neither did you. Ricky and Pete, I say hello to you, Ricky.
What's up, man? I'm ready. I'm trying to stay calm for tonight. I'm trying to just breathe and not get too excited, but it's very, very hard. But Anson said something really, really good when I first came in. I said, you ready for tonight? He said, nah, I'm ready for Saturday already, Game 7. I like that.
You know, Anson's always going to keep that perspective for you.
Yeah, I love that.
Finish with you, P. You ready, man? What's going on? You excited in that booth over there?
Dude, I'm like, Anson said he's hot and ready. Anson, I feel like a Little Caesars pizza too, man. I am hot and ready to go, man, because you know what? The Knicks' last win came at LCA, and like I said, that is the last win that they will ever experience. It's over tonight, Bray. Let's do it up, baby.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited about tonight, man. Put together a hell of a show for you. Tom Mazaway did. It's going to be fun. We welcome in Greg Kelser. Right around 2:30, Michigan State's own Detroit Pistons draft pick once upon a time ago.
Where did he go to school?
Michigan State.
Okay.
He was a Michigan State Spartan, man.
Michigan State fired their AD today, by the way.
Heard that.
Alan Haller.
Only 4 years?
We will get into that. But excited for this Pistons game as you see me. You see me rocking. Shout out to John Yu.
You are rocking that, too.
School. Oh, throw the towel in. That's what the Knicks need.
there you go.
I wish John Yu was my brother as well.
But before we get into the dichotomy of the game and breaking down the game, I'm just excited that there's a Game 6. Excited that the city, the fan base, that we get to witness a Game 6 in which they had to fight, claw, and scrape in Game 5 to win at MSG, and now they're coming home to get that love. I started thinking back, like, what other Game 6 have the Pistons won? What other Game 6? Game 6 at the Palace. What was that like? Game 6 at the Silverdome. So I got a list of a couple Game 6 wins.
Ooh, I love that.
That the Detroit Pistons has. Do we have that, Peter?
Let me get that one found for you. I got it, my friend.
My guy. So here's a couple notable Game 6s in Detroit Pistons history. Running for me, Pete.
Hang on, my friend. Hang on, buddy.
Pete, you got that old school teal ugly logo up there?
You got the old school teal. Well, you know, it kind of represents the newer Pistons, if you will, a little bit. Because that's when I first started rocking with K when they bought the Moto jersey back.
Okay.
The Moto jersey.
So the game, what were the games you're looking for, my friend Braylon?
Here we go. 1988.
1988, gotcha.
Eastern Conference Finals. You ready for this? Excuse me. Eastern Conference Finals. You ready for this, man? Do you remember that? Do you remember happening in 88 Game 6?
88 Game 6, I do not.
Detroit Pistons.
Kevin McHale shaking hands.
No. 1988. No, I got it. I got it, Pete.
Oh, I'm sorry, Braylon Edwards. I'm sorry, my friend.
1988. He would go on to be the greatest player of all time.
Oh, it's Michael 88.
100%. 1980. The Pistons defeated the Bulls 102-95 at the Palace, sending them on their mighty way. 1989, Game 6, Eastern Conference Finals.
I know who that was.
Who was that?
That was the Bulls.
There it is. Tom Mazaway, do you remember that? 89 Bulls. This would be the last time that the Pistons would indeed beat the Bulls. Once again, it was 4-2. Pistons won Game 6, 86-80. I remember when the scores were like that back in the day. 2004.
Now, wait a second. The 88 Eastern Conference Finals were the Pistons versus the Celtics. And Game 6 is when we won it. And, we won 95-90, and that's when McHale came and shook hands. I got a little scared with my own encyclopedia in my brain because that image stuck in my head. Bird got out of there, but McHale walking through half court.
The infamous Isaiah grab.
He said, don't just be happy to get there. Make sure you go and win. The NBA had other ideas.
I think I might have been 87. I might have been might have been off one, but my apology. 2004, Tom Mazaway.
Love that team.
Is that your favorite Pistons team to go
on? Oh, God, yes. I love that because it reminded me of the 73 Knicks. Such a team.
Do you remember who it was in the Eastern Conference Finals?
Was that the Pacers?
Yeah, there you go.
Oof.
The Indiana.
Was that the block?
Was that? Yeah, I was about to say, was it Tayshaun Prince block?
It was that was game before.
That was game
Game
before.
5, right?
Tayshaun Prince was game 5.
So we
game
put
They
them
had
away.
home court advantage in that
exactly,
series.
100%. And then 2006
Man,
will be the last time the Pistons won a game 6.
Yep.
You know who that was against?
It wasn't the Spurs.
It was about somebody that we will talk about today because he found an early exit
The Cavs.
in the playoffs last night. It was LeBron James and the Cavs.
Bye-bye.
But extremely excited.
I think he's flopping right now as we speak.
Like a
He was
fish.
flopping tonight.
Like a
Flopping in
fish.
his sleep.
Like
He's
a
not
fish
sleeping
out of
well,
water.
that's for sure.
Tom Mazaway, you brought it up. I know you want to talk about it. LeBron James, 4-1. They get beat by the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Not
Anthony
one,
Edwards
not
proving,
2, not 3,
proving
not 4,
that he is the guy their team beat him up.
not
Maz,
5,
I will let you
Not
have the
6.
floor.
not 7.
If you don't hear Maz,
See ya.
he's talking about the infamous presser that was the Miami Heat when they first got introduced.
That's right.
He said, we're going to win not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. And he fell short. But Tom Mazaway, you have the floor.
Oh, I said this at the beginning of the playoffs. I would rather see the Lakers go out in the first round than the Pistons win in the first round. Now, here we are. The Lakers are done, and now my Pistons have a chance to knock off my childhood team, the New York Knicks. So I'm taking that back. I don't care about
Thank
LeBron
you.
and the Lakers.
Appreciate that.
I want to win this damn game
Hell yeah.
tonight.
Hell
but
yeah.
going back to Minnesota, let's give them. This is the second 5-game sweep. It's a gentleman's sweep, baby. 5 games. Ant-Man took care of business.
Mm-hmm.
Took care of business. And after the game, he got on that podium, cool, collected, and he said, you know what? I just want to keep getting better. So a lot of guys, we look at the tape when we win. I look at the tape when we lose.
I think the thing about watching film is you got to be willing to accept the bad. I think most people, they only want to watch it when it's good. So I want to watch the games when I play bad, like a game tonight when I play bad. Like what could I have done better? And I think that's the perspective that helped me change as far as my playmaking and seeing the floor. I want to see what I can do better. And I think that's what we did after game 2. Me and my trainer, C. Hines, we just watched 4 in the morning. He called me like he woke. I'm seeing stuff. I text Drew a couple clips like, hey, this is what I'm seeing. And they came out and helped me a lot that game 3, and then it just gave me energy and rolled over to game 4 and 5.
Now, I was going to say something, Maz, before I give it back to you. He's absolutely right. The reason why you don't watch the ones where you have the success is because when you playing in the league, when you watch those, you're not watching the bad plays. You're watching the highlights. You're waiting to see, man. Remember I made that catch in the third quarter? You're waiting to get to that point. You're waiting to the touchdown. Ant-Man's waiting to that. When you break down bad tape or when you break down the bad film or the losses, you're not looking for highlights. You're looking to get better. You're like, all right, where's the play where I slipped up on defense? Where's the play where I was out of pocket? So that's why guys focus on the bad film and not watch the good film, because the good one you're not watching. You're just celebrating what's already done, man.
Anthony Edwards graduated last night. Finally, it took him a few years. He graduated, and I'm happy for him. They slayed the dragon. They did. Now, a lot of people say, well, Lakers shouldn't have done anything this year. Bull. You got one of the best players offensively in the NBA on your team with the old man who calls himself the king. They should have won this series if they were worth their salt. Now, they say next year they're going to be better because they're going to get a center and all of that. But he's going to be a year older. You know, I know he could inject his body with whatever the hell he injects his body with. But nonetheless, the Lakers are done. LeBron's record in the last 3 series is 2 wins and 12 losses. 2 wins and 12 losses for the king, the self-proclaimed king. So now Minnesota passes by, and they get Oklahoma City next. OKC will probably run them off the court because I can't see Minnesota getting up like they did. They got up big time to beat the Lakers. I think they have, I'm not going to call it a meltdown, but it's a letdown a little bit. And Oklahoma City's been chilling. They swept. They're just hanging out at home. Chet Holmgren turned 23 today, by the way. Happy birthday to him. But as far as this series goes, I'm glad the Lakers are gone. I can enjoy the rest of the playoffs now. And now you look at the Dallas and the Lakers trade, and poor Nico Harrison, he got railroaded, ramrodded. Name every single word you want about the general manager of the Mavericks. And supposedly they've interviewed Dirk Nowitzki to possibly be the next general manager.
Smart.
But you know what? This guy, he made the trade because he said Luka played half a game. And that half a game that he plays, he can average 40 points a game probably. He doesn't defend. He never defended in this series. And who knows? In the long run, no, it's not. They blew that trade. If they would have just held on to him and put him out there and let teams bid on him, they could have probably got 6 number 1 draft picks, a couple of players, whatever. I don't understand what happened there with
Danny
that trade.
Ainge happened there.
Yeah, I don't understand. They pulled the trigger really quick. I really believe it's LeBron and the league that made that happen. But it didn't work. It did not work this time.
The thing I would say about Anthony Edwards before I turn over to Anson for a second, and this is Game 6 tonight, so we will be talking about these Pistons. I'll give you a quick crack at it, and we'll get back to that. But, Maz, you bring up an interesting point. You look at Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves last year. They got to the Western Conference Finals. Yeah. So for you to say it was like, well, yeah, he grew up this year. He played better. Someone could say, but he did this. And you would be wrong, Maz, to be correct. The way in which he went about it this year, when he's not scoring 40, he's finding ways to impact the game, whether it's on defense, whether it's getting in LeBron's head, whether it's matching up. He's finishing the game. Then a lot of times he will make the comment after the game. He will make the comment on the court. He will make the comment in the interview that now the team is paying attention to versus going out there and play ball. That's just a young tendency. It comes with everybody. I did the same thing. You didn't see that this year. And like Maz said, the presser afterward, you're watching Anthony Edwards. You watch him grow up before our very eyes. And I was happy he did what he did. And the squad had this success. Shout out to Julius Randle because a lot of us thought that the trade was in the Knicks' favor. Julius Randle has turned into something special. Go ahead, Anson. Worry you with LeBron saying he's not coming back or he has to weigh his options, and what Matt said about the Luka trade being either or favor for or against?
Well, I told you guys I hated both trades. First and foremost, Fat Man and LaRobin, they aren't going to win anything together. We knew that. Man. And, it's really ironic. I just found out what Fat Man, and that would be Fat Luka, you know what his shoe is called?
No.
It's called El Matador.
Ooh, yeah,
is that good. Not ironic?
It is. That's perfect.
Because this guy is special at letting people get by him. That was never going to work.
He's waving the gold cape.
But I also told you that the Knicks trade was bad. As much as Cat has been the guy in this series, their chemistry's gone. Their depth is gone. And now you look over at the Minnesota Timberwolves that were barely in the play-in game for most of the season. That chemistry started to come together at the end of the season. They get into that 6th seed, and now they're in the 2nd round. And you guys all thought I was crazy when I told you that trade was going to work out better for the Timberwolves. I'll tell you what, Saturday we might see the Knicks season end. I don't think it's happening tonight. Can't happen tonight. They're not getting over the Pistons tonight. Pistons are going to MSG, and they are winning that game. I told you on February 11th that was going to happen.
Yes, you did.
Both of they're just going for star power, and we're starting to see that
But Cat's a real deal, man.
I get that, but when you give up all your assets to try and get a big 2 or big 3, you got nothing left. And that's the warning I want to give to all you Pistons fans that want to trade everything for Zion or name in your player here. This team is about chemistry. It's about depth. It's about a core that averages the age of 23. Don't give these guys up like we've watched a bunch of these teams. The only guy that I can think of that it's worked out for is Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs right now. So I love where the Pistons are going. I love watching these trades blow up in two teams' faces that have probably the worst fan bases in the NBA in Knicks fans, Pistons fans, and the Lakers.
Hold your horses.
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy.
Knicks fans are one of the best fans in the NBA.
No.
Do you see what the ticket prices are?
Have you seen them? Yeah, even more reason. The ticket.
Bro, I've been a fan since I was a kid. You're going to tell me I'm a bad fan?
No, not you. You're a Michigan fan now.
Hold on. Can I say something?
Please.
You know what you're doing right now. You know how you talk about the Walmart fan? You don't have a problem necessarily with Michigan fan. It's the Walmart fan you have a problem with. I think right now you have a problem with the New York Knicks Walmart fan. Because Maz is not a Walmart fan.
I'm a true blue.
You're from Michigan now, bro. You are not included in that.
Doesn't matter.
I
grew up a Knicks fan.
But let's talk about those games that ended on Detroit's floor that they were stolen from us. If that happened in MSG, it would be on the front page of CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, and now all of a sudden a game that was very evenly called and very evenly contested, you just see Knicks fans who have been ripping on Detroit fans for being soft and complaining so much heavier right now. You want to call them smart? Fair. That's fine. I just love watching them lose, and I love Laker fans having to wait all summer to figure out how bad their team's going to be.
That I love. Those fans, that I love.
I know you do.
Last thing I say, you brought up chemistry, and we'll start talking about these Pistons, but the KD thing was chemistry the very first time he did it. Everybody hated the KD move, and that's fine if you don't like the move. KD went to play basketball in Golden State because it was like-minded individuals that were playing the same brand of basketball that he wanted to play. So he went there because the chemistry was going to work, and ended up did work. Everywhere else he went, the chemistry didn't work.
So much.
Because everywhere else he went, everybody was just like, give him give him 4 first-round picks, or give me that guy. We got to have KD. The chemistry is real. I'm glad you brought up that point. Cade Cunningham, though, is a star for this Detroit Pistons team, and he will be on full display tonight. He's actually having, for a very first-time series, Cade's having a series.
He's having a historic rookie series.
Here are the numbers. Rookie series, Cade Cunningham, 25.4 points a night, 8.6 assists, 8.8 rebounds, and 1.4 blocks. Now, he is averaging 5.4 turnovers, and we can't have that. Minus that stat, this is a hell of a first round for a first-time playoff player in Cade Cunningham. I got some other players in notable first-time playoff series. Pete, now you can throw those things on.
You got it, my friend.
Will. Just a couple, and you can talk through it, man. Anson, as you see it, notable first-time. Trae Young, this was a couple years ago. 28.8 and 9 assists in his first point seed. Say what you want to about Trae Young. He does know how to perform when the lights are on. What else we got? You can just stroll through them.
You got it, my friend.
And you can talk to Anson. Go ahead, Maz. Everybody jump in.
Zion Williamson, in his highly anticipated playoff debut, averaged an impressive 27 and 7.5 rebounds. You know, I'm looking at Cade. He's in select company. First 4 games, he had a 20-10. You know the two guys that have done that. It's Wilt Chamberlain and Oscar Robertson.
Wilt Chamberlain was on full display last night in the form of Rudy Gobert.
Hey. Did he get to 30 points?
No, he was 27 and 24.
Unbelievable.
Rudy Gobert, 27 and 24. Yeah. But those were just a couple notable. Here's your boy right here. You brought him up, Donovan Mitchell. His very first playoff series, 24-4. Hell of a, and then here's another one, Jason Tatum. Just putting up some guys that you recognize. These are the guys. Jason was a very young guy. And then here is Luka Doncic, 31, 9, 8, and 8, 7.
Here comes a good one.
Phenomenal in 2019. Derrick Rose, 1970.
As a rookie, too.
And this is in 09. It's a different game. Scoring 20 as a rookie in 09, 6'3" assists, it's very different numbers than now.
And then this one for Maz.
And then, Maz, here you go. This is against the Washington Wizards. I'll never forget, was that Caron Butler that made the comment and then got cracked. But anyway, Cade is in some rare company, rare players. John Morant last on this list. Excited to see what tonight can bring him. This is a night that he can make his story. This could be the story of Cade Cunningham, the Detroit Pistons.
Absolutely, and it's been a developing story. You know, Jordan got his first playoff triple-double at 26. Cade Cunningham got it at 23. And realistically, the guy doesn't – I mean, he's got all kinds of help defensively and energy-wise. But nobody expected Tobias Harris to be the number 2 option on this team. all the flack and all the criticism that he's gotten at times throughout this series, he's just doing so much on both sides of the ball. And I think people don't understand how much effort he puts out in getting his team involved, rebounding the basketball, but also defending. You can throw Luka's stats up there, but he's a matador.
Maz, I'm coming to you tonight. It's going to be a big game for K. It's going to be a big parent for the fans of LCA, fans of Detroit. What do the Pistons need to do? What needs to go right?
Easy.
In that case, what is it?
It's Malik. And it's his partner, his other three-point shooter.
Tim
Hardaway Jr. Mm-hmm. Those are my guys tonight. You need Malik Beasley to be Malik Beasley from the regular season when he was shooting 43% from three. He's now shooting 30%. I need to see him. Last game, he hit his first couple, and that got him going. And now we need him again. Early in this game, I need Beasley to find his shot, not just chuck stuff up. Find his shot, get that shot up there, and make the team get behind him, get the crowd into the game. Last game, the crowd was a little slow getting into the game. It was not like the previous game. When Game 3 was off the hook, that Thursday night game, Game 3, the crowd was into it. Game 4 on that Sunday, it took them a long time to get going. Tonight, we need it right from the get-go. Back to work again tonight. And when the Knicks leave Birmingham in a little while to drive to Little Caesars, Pete, put up that billboard that they're going to pass, probably somewhere on I-75. Look what someone put up.
Yes.
Someone paid to put that up. Read that, Anson. What does that say for the people that aren't watching live right now?
Brunson, you're a mother flopper.
Shout out to whoever got that billboard.
It's some money spent.
Fox 2's putting it up, too. I got news for you.
With that being said, one thing that I want to see out of Pistons tonight, as you talked about, the fan base is going to go crazy. It's going to go nuts. See, this isn't MSG. At MSG, there aren't a ton of Pistons fans, so you can't buy into the energy of the crowd. As the game goes, don't get too caught in the crowd. Don't get too caught in the emotion of the things that's going on. Like, that's the one thing that bothers me, because in the first two games at LCA, that's what happened. When you're on the road, your fans aren't there. It's not your house. So it's easy for you to dial into what the coach is saying. I know
the road team's 4-1.
But nobody's paying attention to the crowd when you're on the road. At home, you got your family over here. You got people you know over there. Things catch your eye.
It's not easy.
It's your fan base. You got to lock in to what's going on in between the four corners. Everything else has to be white noise.
Halliburton's dad isn't coming to tonight's game, is he?
I love that you brought that up, because, we're used to playoff games at the Silverdome and at the Palace, and if you came here, you were in trouble. Yeah. I mean, especially during the bad boy days and the 04 run. I mean, that place during the finals against the Lakers was an absolute madhouse. And I've heard quite a few things about how this young team was shell-shocked by the pure presence, energy, and loudness of their home fans.
Yep.
To the point where they weren't able to utilize it. And they came out flat in that first quarter. And JB has talked about it. They were not ready to have that many fans in their corner. Yeah. I think that's going to be very different tonight's game. I think that this will be the first time you watch this Pistons team get out ahead and hold that lead and understand how to play with that lead. I think tonight is a double-digit win.
Wow. Why? Every game has been close.
But
betting
this team has had an opportunity.
Minus 1.5.
Well, I heard that we were getting one. Oh, yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So, or we were given it. When you look at this team, what they're able to do here, that game that they just won, they had an opportunity to run away with that. And
they've had that opportunity in every game.
Exactly. I think that today they're going to have the shots falling from the three-point, artists, and I think that they are going to be able to utilize that energy from the crowd from the get-go. And I think that you're going to see a tired Knicks team. They don't have 2 days off like they have had through a lot of these games. It's one night off and then one night off again. So I think the energy plays a huge part, and this is the first time you see this young team learn that they have a six-man when they play at home.
Cat had 5 fouls last game. Get him in foul trouble again. Get him uncomfortable. Do not let him flat foot shoot threes on you. Do not. Do not. Make him drive in and then let Durham block some shots again. Let's get him. Let's get it.
I tell you one thing that the New York Knicks don't want to do. They don't want to make the mistake of trying to get through Game 6 because they're going to win Game 7 at home, like the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors did last night, man.
Oh, my God. The Rockets from start to finish
But they
just destroyed the Warriors.
But you know what? It goes back to what I tell you.
They took a night off.
But the problem is, this isn't the same Golden State Warriors team when they had KD or when Andrew Wiggins was cooking with grease. Or you wonder, like, this is not that same team. You can't turn it off and turn it on. That's what I'm saying about the Knicks. If they come up in here and it's like, it's not looking like it's going to go our way, we'll just wait and we'll win Game 7, then no, you will not. No, you will not. Don't let this Pistons team get more confidence than they already have. Mm-hmm. I agree with you, though, Anson. You know, when you look at those bad boys teams that did not have A Palace or Auburn Hills in the beginning, they grew and grew. By the time they got to Palace, it was a real home court advantage because you had veterans on the squad. Isaiah wasn't spring chicken, neither was Joe D, neither was that team. Same thing with the going to work Pistons. Those dudes were older. Those dudes were no spring chickens when they started winning. This team was young. It takes time. It takes you to go through it a couple of times. I think they may be ready for tonight.
Yeah, I was blessed to be a ball boy at the game in '87 against the Celtics.
That's
when we had
awesome.
Nice,
61,000 people there. Now that was loud.
Very cool.
That was very, very
Who was
loud.
that? Talk about that moment. You can't just drop that and
Right.
fade out of it. Talk about it a little bit.
You know, William Bedford, him and John Sally
Shout
were
out to Bill Bedford.
placing bets to hit the corner three, not the corner, but actually from the out of bounds corner, so you're kind of behind the backboard.
That's one of the best horse shots there is.
There is. Larry Bird, I got a first-hand experience with his trash talk. The guy ran his mouth all game. And Kevin McHale literally was a full-running faucet. That man sweat like no human being I've ever seen in my life.
Funny.
Every dead ball, he'd go through two or three towels.
That's funny because like one of the memories I have of him, like his still picture from Minnesota, like them Golden Gophers, like he's literally drenched through his jersey and shorts. Like it looks like maroon when
That's
he's young.
hilarious.
Yeah, so I got going down that road and remembering that it honestly is. We've seen this growth of fans in the mid '80s that knew something was going to happen, that loved Isaiah, that loved Rodman and Dumars and Sally, all those draft picks. And what happened when it went to the Palace was all of that stuff just got brought in because in that '88 run, I mean, you got the Silver Dome with a big old curtain that's pulled, and you got people on the other side of the curtain just paying to be upper level, trying to see in. And
That's great.
When we came to the Palace, we knew this team was going to be winning. We knew we should have won in '88. We were cheated. But those first 2 years, I mean, from game one, the preseason games were loud and packed. So I was really curious to see what would happen at LCA. We've seen through 2 games that everybody brought it. I think that tonight is the time that they get to finally use that to their advantage.
Hey, before we get Greg Kelser on, Special K coming on in just a minute. Here's some super chats. Burn, start us off. Maz is the last Knicks fan who was alive for their last NBA title. I was. 1973. I was 11 years old. That's 52 years ago, guys. And a Detroit Lions-esque drought. Well, not quite, but it's close. Michael DeVries, a big $20 bill. My dad was a fan of all Detroit sports. He was the type that brought a Lions hat when they were 0-16.
Nice.
His birthday would have been Tuesday. It'd mean a lot if you wish Ron DeVries a belated happy birthday. Thank you, guys.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Ron.
heavenly
Birthday,
birthday, Ron.
Ron.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday, like man said.
And Michael Weary, LCA will have its first playoff memory
Bam.
tonight.
That's the one thing, man. I think.
Thanks, guys.
100%. I think that's the one thing about the game that we really fell in love with when the Lions started winning again. What was the thing that was happening the most with the fan base when the Lions started to win? What? It was the stories about if my father were here.
Oh, yeah.
If my grandfather were
yeah.
here. We waited for these moments and we did that. Like, that's the fun side of this thing, man. It's being with your family, cheering, like going up. Man,
I agree.
dope, man.
You know what I
Stu was at
Shout out to the
shoot
DeVries
around.
family.
You know what I was doing last night
And
in
any
the
others
house?
like them.
I was just so excited walking around the house. I kept saying, "Hey, Abby, you know what's going on?" And she's like, "What, Dad?" And I'm like, "The Pistons won again. Yeah, the Pistons won again." And I said, "Kathy, you know what's happening? The Pistons won again. Yeah." The Pistons won again. Yeah, I'm ready for tonight. So's Dr. Pierce. Attention sports fans, do not miss out. Our experts, it's Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. I was there today. I had therapy on both my elbows. Faith, you did an excellent job. I'll see you on Monday. Don't join him every Tuesday, Dr. Pierce on Big D Energy. He joins us on Thursdays. Usually he'll be with us tomorrow, sitting in this chair. Trust the guy that D-Mac, and I should be on this paper now. Trust the guy that I trust because I go to him. For more information, visit MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or call 248-426-9944. It's Dr. Pierce.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
I should have took my jacket off so you believe my Planet Fitness journey, but you know what time it is, man. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. With over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations. It's a gym for you, man. I love walking in there. The diversity is real. Everybody's going, everybody's having a good time. Everybody's working and grinding and getting it in. It's not a bunch of conversation and minced words. People are grinding. People are getting ready for the summer. You need to be one of those people, man. The fitness, it fits into your budget, too. They have that price point that you need. I'm not trying to hit you over here. Come on down. We got trainers for you. We have it all. You come down, you get taken care of, man. Tell them Braylon was sent you. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. I told you, fitness is essential.
You look good over there, my friend.
Still trying to get Greg Kelser on the phone, so tune in. Stay with us for a second. We'll let you know when we get him in. But I guess just continuing the conversation with tonight. You know, it's a major night. What do you want to see out of the fan base tonight? Like, what do you expect? The excitement. What is the level you expect at LCA tonight?
It will be the loudest that LCA's ever been. I mean,
I don't know if it'll beat last Thursday.
It will beat last Thursday. This is the most meaningful game the Pistons have played since 2008. Hands down.
They lost, though, man.
I know.
It has to be.
Yeah, it has to be louder. I know that they've got a whiteout, but it's not about the fans. The fans are going to bring it because we have the best fans in the world here in Detroit. It's about how the Pistons react to it. And they didn't know what they were doing at home. It was very, very clear. They started slow in Game 3. They had Game 4 in their hands, and they gave it up. I think that they learned how to play with the lead in MSG, and their confidence is so high right now, but they've had time to digest what happened at LCA. They can anticipate the energy that's going to be in that building. And that should allow them to understand how to utilize it. I'm calling for a double-digit win tonight.
I'd be shocked if that happened, but I'll take another 1-point win. I just want to win because the Detroit fans that have been showing up for this team deserve it. And this team, they've already done what you expect them to do. They've already overachieved, man. They won 14 games last year. They've won 2 games in a playoff already. So they're 2 wins away from going to an Eastern Conference semifinal against the world champs. The world champs are waiting. Boston's hanging out. Who do you think, if you're the Boston Celtics, who would you rather play?
The Knicks.
I agree.
Absolutely. I mean, their whole specialty is perimeter three-point shooting. And we have some of the best perimeter defenders in the game. We saw the last matchup with Boston. We got a W. I know they had some key players out. But, A, you have confidence as the Pistons that you can play with that team. And B, you match up well with them. Like, I don't expect the Pistons to get by the Celtics. I don't think they're as good as the Celtics right now, and I think the NBA has a vested interest in seeing them at the very least in the Eastern Conference Finals. That being said, the Pistons will certainly take 2 games out of that series. That's happening.
I don't know about 2 games, but that's for us to decide if we win this game. But I will say this: they don't want to play the Pistons because they don't want to get beat up. That's the problem.
Amen.
Like, you don't want to get beat up. You may beat a team, but when you get into that next round, you're still suffering from the game, the team, and the series that you played before. That's what will happen with the Pistons, and that's why they, to your point, they don't want to play the Pistons. They would much rather play the Knicks.
Hello?
I agree.
Go ahead, Pete.
I was going to say, guys,
perfect, Greg. I'm gonna
this
put
is
you on hold
a very
and get you on.
unique Game 6, probably one of the more unique Game 6s that we've had in Detroit sports history because the Pistons don't have that first home win. And getting that first home win in a playoff series does a lot for the team going forward because they're going to see the reaction of the crowd. They're going to hear the reactions during the post-game shows and all the happiness that goes on. The Pistons absolutely can end this series tonight with this big home win because, like you said already earlier, Anson, they've already proved how to win in New York. That's not a problem whatsoever. And so I really think that tonight is going to be the victory the Pistons want and you Pistons fans want, and they're going to get it done and end the Knicks tonight, guys.
Well, let's bring in the man himself, Greg Kelser, and he can tell us what's going to happen with this game. What's going on, GK?
Hey, Braylon, I don't know if I can tell you what's going to happen. I can't tell you how it's going to end up. I will tell you that the atmosphere should be very, very electric and hot, wild, all of that. We saw it in games 3 and 4. I'm just happy that the guys were able to get another victory in New York and earn their second chance to win a home game, a home playoff game for their fans, because the way those fans were engaged last week, I would almost say they deserve it. And this deserves almost to be a 7-game series now. It's been that tightly competitive. The competition has been that tight.
Hey, Unc, in the 2 games that they lost at LCA, I was at one of the games, but you see some of the younger players, you see some of the youth seep in, some of the experience seep in. This is now the 3rd time that they'll be playing the LCA. They're now trying to tie the series up. What experience changes do you expect to see in the Detroit Pistons tonight? JB Bickerstaff and Kay Cunningham, excuse me.
Well, I think what has to happen, they've got to avoid the slow starts that plagued them in those 2 games they had at Little Caesars Arena earlier. They had a chance to win both those games, but in both those games they fell back early and found themselves fighting uphill for a long time. And my feeling is that if they can avoid that tonight, if they can avoid the slow start, if they can avoid, the last game, for instance, game 4, they were down 16 points. Came back, took an 11-point lead. That's a 27-point swing. Now imagine if you can have a run like that without the deficit first. I think that they can. I think that they have the capacity to win this game. All these games have been so close. I feel that if they keep their turnovers down, and if they can get hot shooting from Beasley and Hardaway, those 2 guys are very, very key factors. They can get them going. This could possibly be a game that's not as close as some of these others have been. I know the fans are going to be there to do their part, really boost the guys and give them an emotional lift. And if they could just, take care of a few things and continue playing the solid defense they played over the last few games, that they've got a really good chance to win this and not have it be such a nail biter.
So as I've gotten to the space of trying to be an analyst, I've learned a little bit more about analytics. So one of my favorite things is the Detroit Pistons plus 28 net in the third quarter. Can you tell us why are the Pistons having so much success in that third quarter? Plus 28 is a lot, especially considering it's against the New York Knicks.
Not kidding.
I think it has to do with the instructions and the adjustments that they're making at halftime that they've been able to come out and really push and sustain. In a couple of situations, it was absolutely imperative that they come out of the halftime locker room ready to go and have the first run because they were behind. So now, what I'm hoping for and asking for is that they have the great third quarter again, but also have a really good first and second quarter. Do like Houston did last night. And Houston's a young team with just like the Pistons. They jumped on Golden State right away, and it was clear pretty much what was going to happen. And Steve Kerr saw it, so he took his aged veterans out, and he's looking at Game 6 as a closeout. He doesn't want to have to go back to Houston and face that. So I hope that's what the Pistons are finally able to do to the New York Knicks. I hope that they're able to establish control early. I'll say this for those slow starts. I don't think it was for a lack of readiness. I think they were just way too hyped up, way too juiced up, and they were a bit ahead of themselves. And you put that pressure on yourself, and you want to make it happen, and then it doesn't, and the other team is a lot more poised, and they're able to play their natural, normal game, and they get off and get away from you. But the Pistons have learned a lot in this series. Heck, they've learned a lot all year. So I think this is the moment coming up for them tonight.
Hey, Greg, Tom Mazoy, looking forward to seeing you tonight. Appreciate you coming on. Another unk that I love is Tobias Harris, and he showed out in New York, and that's his place. He had his family and friends there. He really is standing up to these guys. He's not backing down, and the young kids look at him. I mean, this is the second time here with the Pistons, and I'm like, why are they bringing him back again? And you know what? I'm so happy they did. Between him and Dennis Schroeder, I don't know who I love more.
I agree with you, Tom. When Tobias came here to join the Pistons in 2016 for the first time, they did almost the exact same thing. They won 44 games, and they got into the first round, and they didn't win a game against Cleveland, who eventually won the title, but they played them 4 very competitive games, and it looked like it was going to be the start of something, really good for the Pistons moving forward. It didn't happen that way, but Tobias was the catalyst for that year's playoff run. And here he is back now, 8 years older, but, a lot of experience behind him now and leadership qualities that he's accumulated. And he was perfect for this young group, absolutely perfect. The locker room presence, the wisdom, but also he can still play, and that matters. And right now, he's the key. He's been a big key in this series. He's undersized playing against Karl Anthony Towns, and yet he's battling him. He's making him work very, very hard. He's scoring. He's rebounding. He's doing everything this team needs, and they just need him to do it one more time. And I say one more time because I'm only focusing on tonight's game. Yep. I'm not even thinking about what comes after that. Tonight is, that's the way when you get down 3-1, you have to think of it one game. That's it. You got to win one game. You look at it like that, and that's very doable. But when you go, you're thinking to yourself, well, we got to beat them 3 times. That becomes a bit more daunting mentally. So don't even think about that. One game. That's what they have to win tonight. They need Tobias, and they need Schroeder, and they need Beasley, and they need Hardaway. All 4 of those veterans to do what they do.
Amen.
Hey there, Spartan, the Detroit heckler here. I will always thank you. You added to the lore by circling me on the telestrator a few different times back in the day, and I love that you're green and white. I got a few questions for you here. One, Beef Stew was spotted at shoot-around. He is questionable. I really felt that he would play in Game 5, but I'm hearing that his injury is a little more severe than they had let on to. I just can't see this guy allowing his season to be finished on the bench. What are the chances that we see Beef Stew tonight, and what kind of impact would that have on the game?
Okay, is this Anson?
It is.
Hey, what's up?
He's the heckler.
He's the heckler. Okay, so listen, I agree with you. For Isaiah Stewart to be missing these games, that's telling. That's very, very telling. Regardless of what the reports and the the prognosis are, the guy's a big, tough, strong dude, and if he could be out there, he'd be out there. There's no doubt in my mind about that. So, yeah, it's definitely something. But, tribute to the team for the way they've been able to, again, handle some major adversity. They were supposed to falter after they lost Jay Nivey 4 months ago. They did. Certainly now they shouldn't be beating the New York Knicks when they don't have this guy and his, physicality to go against their interior guys. But they haven't. So, my hat's off to the team for that. But it would certainly be nice to have him for a few minutes tonight to go in and put on Karl Anthony Towns, maybe grab a few rebounds, so on and so forth. But, his health is paramount. You don't want to risk, endangering him, for the short term when he's the type of guy that can have easily a 10, 15-year career. But he needs to be healthy to do it. So you don't want to put him in jeopardy now. But if you can get him out there without jeopardizing his future, then we'd all like to see that.
Yeah, it sure would help to have him. I'm curious. Tony Brothers, old school Tony Brothers, going to be the head officiator of the crew tonight. Is that a good thing or bad thing for the Pistons? I know we would love to see Acosta, but is Tony Brothers somebody that the Pistons will be happy to have running the officiating tonight?
Well, I hope so, because he has seen everything. He's officiated at every level that you possibly can in the NBA. He's been in finals games and all of that stuff. So, the playoffs shouldn't come as a shock to him. I like the way this series has been officiated from the idea that they have let both teams just really go at it. They're not calling cheap fouls. They're letting the guys determine the outcome. We all wish they had made the correct call at the end of Game 4 and put Tim Hardaway on the line, 3 to make 2 to win the game. We would have loved that. But again, to the team's credit, they didn't look back. They lamented it for a while, and then when it was time to shift the focus to Game 5 in New York, that's what they did, and they were able to win that game and get back here for another chance in Detroit. I just hope that the coaches, both of them, Thibodeau and Bickerstaff, have both said, we just hope that it's even. And that's all you can ask for, regardless of who's blowing the whistle.
Talking to Michigan State legend Greg Kelser, as well as Pistons' 4th pick overall in 1979. JB Bickerstaff, I'm trying to ask this question the right way. How would you categorize his coaching thus far in this series against the Knicks?
Well, he's done a great job.
Okay.
I mean, he's pulling, he's plugging guys in, he's pushing buttons, and he's saying the right words. He's done that all year. First thing I noticed about him when I attended one of his practices before the season even started was the clarity of his communication. I mean, it's very, very clear what he wants, what he expects. He gives guys their instructions, and then they know what he's asking for, and they go out there and work hard to try and make it happen. They work hard for him. They like him, and they work hard for him. Clearly, that's a big plus for him. I think he's coach of the year. I really do, because there's no team in the NBA that has exceeded expectations the way the Pistons have this year. I mean,
ever.
Vegas and maybe ever, because they were supposed to be a 27 to maybe 30 win team this year, and no play-in, no playoffs, just a 13-14 game improvement over last year, and that was going to be a mark of success. And look at where they are now. Mm-hmm. Got to be the coach of the year. I know there have been some other coaches that have done some great jobs. The guy in Oklahoma, the guy in Cleveland, maybe even Udoka down in Houston, but nobody's done what he has done.
Not at all.
And I think he should be justly rewarded for it. He's done an amazing job, not just in these playoffs, getting his team to win 2 games in New York, and now what is it? 5 games all total. No, what is it? 4 wins in New York. 4 out of 5 games they've won in New York this year.
Pretty good.
That's hard to do. Hard to do, guys.
Got to get back there for Saturday night, Greg. That's for sure. But I'll tell you, someone that's impressed the hell out of me. I always thought he was a great player, both of these guys, but my eyes were open. Jalen Brunson, I know, is a great player, and I know he's playing hurt. But Karl Anthony Towns, I've never seen a better shooter, big man like this. He's odd. It looks like he's shooting it flat-footed, and then the drive to the basket in Game 4 that he shoots behind the basket. I mean, like a trick shot. I mean, this guy. And then last game they got him in foul trouble, so they controlled it. They got to do it again.
Yeah, he's new age. You know, he's where the NBA has evolved to. You know, big guys that can put the ball on the floor, can shoot it with range, handle it like a guard. You know, play inside. But you know, the guy who did it to a Hall of Fame standard before him was Dirk Nowitzki. Same guy, same type of thing. You know, same player. And you know, Carl's a problem. He's a matchup nightmare. And you know, but the Pistons have, you know, they were able to solve him and Brunson in Game 5. But I'm gonna tell you one thing that I hope happens tonight, and that's Asar Thompson.
Yes,
being asked to shadow a guy the length of the court all game. That takes tremendous stamina. It takes determination that few have, because you're guarding one of the best offensive players at his position in the game, and they want you to guard him 94 feet for the whole time you're out there. And you got to be able to do it without fouling, which is what he did to great success in Game 5. But the biggest thing he did, you know, equally as big, was he scored. 22. You know, he made them have to honor him and respect him and guard him, and he's got to do that tonight. Not with jump shots, but with drives, with cuts, with backdoors, and all that stuff, so that Hart and anybody else that's guarding him can't play off. They're not going to him. Well, they went to him the other night, and he came through brilliantly. So that we need to see that again tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's been amazing to watch he and Amen Thompson, his brother down in Houston, kind of explode in the playoffs at the same time. It's been
at the same time.
At the same time, it's been great to watch.
Hey, we're going to watch you on FanDuel. You and George and Johnny Kane have been doing an awesome job. Forget about ESPN, TNT. Forget those guys. Let's go right to FanDuel. Watch our team, our home team, with our home guys, George Blaha, Greg Kelser, Johnny Kane, Natalie Kerwin, the whole crew, guys. Lock and load tonight, Greg. We'll see you soon.
All right, guys. Enjoyed it. Take care. Enjoy the game tonight.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Hey,
appreciate you as always.
Thank you very much.
Sounds good. See you.
Go green.
No.
Go green.
Go white.
Go white. He said it. That's it. He nailed it.
I never mind, because that's Uncle G, so it is what it is.
You know, you're really lucky that you guys got rid of him when you did, because I was going to ask him for.
Oh, we didn't ask him about we should have asked him about Holler, the AD.
Oh, yeah, Hollis.
I'm still here, guys.
All right.
Hey,
there we go.
MSU said goodbye to Alan Holler today. What happened with MSU, Greg? Alan Holler's gone.
I got that news a little earlier today. I was surprised by it. I was really surprised because, you know, I didn't see it coming. I've been so immersed in what the Pistons are doing, maybe just a tad bit detached now. The NCAA tournament is over from my alma mater, but you know, I knew Alan, you know, golfed with him a few times, and you know, I wish him the best as he moves on. It's just sort of the way it goes, I guess. I heard what the administration said, you know, looking to go in a different direction, and this sort of thing. That's usually the standard reply when something like this happens. But I wish Alan the best. Oh, yeah, and we all have.
Yeah.
We all have. You know, he was in a tough situation. You know, the situation that occurred up there, we all know about a couple of years ago, a year and a half ago. That did not help him, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. But you know, through no fault of his own. You know, it's one of those things that can, a lot of times, is out of your hands. And you you go in, you do the very best job you can, and then those that make the decisions, they make them. But I know he's learned a lot in this situation, both good and bad, to help him in his career as he moves on. He's young, and I would imagine that with all that he's armed with now, his future still remains bright. But this has to be a disappointment for him. But he's a strong guy. He'll pick up the pieces and find success again.
Mr. Kelser, I got one final question for you before you leave, and it's a fun one.
Sorry about that, G. I didn't know he was going to ask. No, I'm just joking.
Can you recall your very first or one of your first interactions with a young Wolverine, Braylon Edwards?
Oh, Lord.
I remember. Braylon probably doesn't. He see, Braylon's dad, Stan, used to bring him to the gym. We had this gym where some of the former ball players, both football players who like playing basketball, and basketball players who had played college or pro. We used to have these incredible runs at this gymnasium in Detroit every Tuesday and Thursday. And Stan used to come, and he'd bring Braylon with him. Braylon was like 2 years old, and he would be all over that gym. And I could hear Stan yelling, "Braylon, get your butt over here!" And he'd get over there for a little while, and then the next thing you know, he's gone again. I remember Braylon always had muscles. He had muscles as a 2-3-year-old. I'm like, dang, you got an athletic build. He's going to be some kind of athlete. I don't know what he's going to play, but he's going to play something. So as I kept up with him through the years, it was never a shock to me that he went on to be a great football player, following in his dad's footsteps. I just wish he'd gone to Michigan State.
Amen.
And,
he almost did.
I'll always remember with great chagrin that game he had against the Spartans in East Lansing when it looked like we had that thing.
Mm-hmm.
But he used his athleticism to out-jump a few of our guys in the end zone, and I think they got an onside kick and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The rest is history. But I'm proud of Braylon. I've known him all his life, and he's done well. He's represented well, so I'm happy for him.
That's fabulous.
Well, I love you, Uncle. I appreciate that, Anson. You're in trouble when we go to break. I'm just joking. But, no, that was I think it was a couple of gyms. One was in Highland Park, I remember, and then one was
in Highland Park.
One was in Highland Park, St. Cecilia.
And the other was right there at Southfield and Finkel.
Exactly.
Yeah. You were all over both of them.
This is true. I do not deny.
He still is.
Quite well, young man. I can still remember number 17 with the Jets, too. So
there you go.
Notice he named the team that was green and white.
That's right. Hey, Greg, you got us back with the clock game. You remember that one?
I remember.
Okay, we're even. We're even.
Well, let this man get out of here so he can go do his job.
Go
tonight.
do your job,
watching
man.
You and George on Prime tonight. Appreciate it.
See you, Greg.
Shout out to Greg.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go Pistons.
Go
Detroit basketball, baby.
I think we hung up on him that time. Now we got
Shout out to Rick for not hanging up on Rick first time.
No, it's funny because I can't hear him. So I just saw that he was still on, so I brought it back up. I'm like, we got time before break, and then he just started talking. I was like, oh, that's perfect.
See, look. Well, shout out to you, cool.
I'm a broadcaster, man. I'm a broadcaster.
Great interview. Some people that come on, they just do a tremendous job, and he's one of those. Man.
Always.
But you like what he said about the Detroit Pistons. He echoes the sentiments. He appreciates it. The reason why I asked a question about J.B. Bickerstaff is because as a novice, I want to know, what are you seeing from J.B. Bickerstaff? I can hear from all these people that don't know anything, but what are you seeing from J.B. Bickerstaff? And he let us know. So I appreciate it. That's why I wanted to get that question out there, and he answered in full.
I got my question out.
You got a couple in there.
Full too.
Beef stew is a really good one. Beef stew, like if he is able to play, he's able to break that down. Because we talked about it. Cat stepping out, he keeps going further back, and there's only so far that Jalen Duren can go out too. Beef stew can go all the way out and come back in. He's a smaller defenseman. So
don't expect him to play. His knee's bad. His knee is bad.
You heard what he said. He said the fact that this is Beef Stew that is not playing. We know who Beef Stew is at his core.
They're holding him back because they don't want him to hurt himself.
Yeah, even
because
more.
He don't care. He'll just go out there.
No doubt.
One leg, he'll go out there. And I'm looking forward to tonight's game. And, man, what he said, he thinks they could pull away like you said, Anson.
I do. I think this is a big momentum game.
We got a lot of super chats we got to get to after the break, of course.
And we got a prize for him, too.
All right, cool. Let's take a quick commercial break here from Les Stanford, Anson.
Les Stanford they've got a serious inventory. Their Buick and GMC inventory is second to none, and they've got great offers for everyone. The 2025 Envision Preferred all-wheel drive for only $259 a month, or step it up into that Hummer 2025 EV SUV for only $699. But the deal is $169 a month for a 2025 Sierra double cab Elevation. Unbelievable. Get to Les Stanford today and check out that massive inventory. Les Stanford, Buick and GMC, lesstanford.com.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Gentlemen, we love simple stuff. Like gimmies on the golf course, like Game 6 at LCA. Uncomplicated, just like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, sign in. Before you know it, you are handsome and clean and ready to head to LCA tonight. So Lady Jane's, just walk in 7 days a week. They're open 10 to 7. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
You're absolutely right. You do love gimmies on the golf course. I had a gimme yesterday.
Especially when no one's looking.
It's funny. I had no. Like I told you, my dad left yesterday when I finished the round. I had a gimme, but you know, I said I'm in this new space. I feel good about my game. So let me go ahead and put it in. Should have took the gimme. I missed the birdie. I missed the bird.
Rushed it.
Missed the birdie. Let's switch gears for a minute. Let's have some fun.
Hold on, before we have fun.
Go ahead.
Let me do the super chats so they don't disappear off me.
Actually.
Middle-aged sneaker chick. Another $10
back.
for
Welcome
our favorite
back,
girl.
darling.
On what Braylon said, my dad introduced me to the Lions when Billy Sims was playing. He called them silly bims. That's been stuck with me ever since. He would have loved these last couple of years. So shout out to Sneaker Chick's dad. Michael DeVries, the Pistons turnaround is nothing short of amazing. If it were any other city, there would be hour-long specials dedicated on national media. Dante 151. If I was Boston, I would want the Knicks because the Knicks are hurting. But with the Pistons, it would be interesting and a tough matchup. Michael Weary. I've been a Detroit sports fan since 1965. Yes, sir.
Turn up.
I've seen everyone win a title except, you know who,
Detroit Lions.
the Lions. Please, Lord, let me see the Lions win before I come home. Mike, you got to get
Lord,
in line.
Did you hear that, Lord?
Yeah.
Did you hear him, Lord?
You got to get
Grant
in
him
line
this peace.
for that one, Mike. You got to get in
Grant us all
line
that peace.
for that one.
Silly Bims. I love that. My brother and I used to play Billy Sims versus Tony Dorsett in the front yard when we were kids. I was
Billy
Silly
Sims,
Bims. But my buddies and I, we have been flip-flopping the first letters of guys' names for decades. Wedgie Rain, one of my favorites. Montana Sauce, and of course Mandy Ross are some of the best that are out there. But while we're talking about those super chats, I want to remind you guys, Braylon, the legend himself, is signing another rookie card. My man Pete brought in 3 rookie Tiger cards, including Jackson Jobe and some others. Ooh. Got some throwback stuff here as well. And I got an unopened pack of Upper Deck 1993 92-93 hockey that's going to go home with you as well.
Is there a Paul Correa in there?
There could be. Wow. I think that's the Timu Solani rookie.
What you know about that?
Not a whole lot, to be honest. But yeah, of course, once you guys get your super chat in, we're gonna put you on the wheel. I'm sure in the next few moments.
And here's how it currently looks.
The wheel, there it is, with that handsome guy in the middle there. By the way, if anybody wants to buy me a ticket behind the visitors' bench tonight, I am worth 2 points every game that I heckle, and I haven't been to a playoff game since 09. Hey, I don't expect it to happen, but I'll throw it out there. The universe might give me an answer. But we appreciate the super chats coming in, and of course, we will cut those off at 350 and spin the wheel at 355, and we'll read any super chat that comes in.
Plus, the guys that have won in the past week, we will get your stuff out to you. We promise.
Tuesday. It's going out Tuesday.
It's a backup right now in the shipping department.
Yes, sir.
It's a backup.
Yes, sir.
So tonight, man, I wish I could get you to the game. I know for sure I can't get you behind the bench, but maybe I can get you up in the gondola somewhere if you're interested. But don't you have work to do tonight?
Oh, yeah. I got a lot to do tonight.
What do you guys have tonight? Pistons watch party?
Great question, because at 6:30, we'll be starting a little early with the Pistons watch party, but we're doing things a little differently. We're going to be going straight through one show, pre-game, watch party, post-game, and it's going to be a hell of a time. Make sure that you join us after the heavyweights finish up. I do want to throw one thing out there today. Worst trade ever. Brittany Griner for the Merchant of Death. Is that the worst trade ever?
I don't know.
Because she's in the news right now.
Is she? What does she do?
There was a trade in WNBA?
She has been.
They do trade?
No. Well, no, the trade from Russia, but she has been busted for gambling on her own games.
Oh.
Stop it.
Brittany, are you serious?
Griner.
That's pretty bad.
It's huge.
Dude, are you serious?
That's death penalty bad.
And she also has the same physiology of the Turkish boxer.
Yeah, I know.
If you all know that
Yeah, that was from the Olympics. I get it. That's the rumor out there. Hey, Freddie Felt, I have a signed Braylon jersey framed at the crib right above my signed Jalen Rose shorts. And you know Jalen Rose is going to be all over the place tonight. Yeah. By the way, if you sit behind Jalen Rose, I'm sorry. He's going to stand the entire game.
He's a great fan.
But he's
I love Jay
supposed
Rose.
to stand the whole game. You know what? He was going to Pistons games and nobody was. Like, that was one of the
Exactly.
things. Like, he was going to Pistons games in 21, 22, 23, when everything happened with where see him in the Pistons games. That's what led a lot of people to think. I thought he was going to work in front office with the Pistons.
Me too.
Like, I thought there was. Oh, we did talk about it.
I thought he might be a coach even.
Still could happen.
True.
He's a young man.
True. But he's like the most valued Pistons fan, including the ones that have won titles.
He's our Spike Lee.
His father was the first pick for the Detroit Pistons back in 77, 78, whatever it was.
You know your stuff.
I try to do a little something.
Jimmy, his father. Listen, with Spike Lee running around and all of his antics on our home floor, I'll take Jay Rose, who is the consummate Detroit hooper. Southwestern?
Yeah, 100%.
Michigan?
Yeah.
Fab Five?
Talk about it.
And
Cecilia.
This guy would easily be able to identify as a pacer, even a nugget maybe.
That identify word is crazy, by the way.
It is. He identifies.
I wonder if Ben Stiller will be there tonight. Or with Timothy Chalamet, who was in L.A. last night with Kendall Jenner or Kylie Jenner, one of those Jenners.
Man,
we'll see.
Tell Stiller to stay home.
Some questions?
I could try.
Or do you want? I should put you guys against each other so you can get it first.
Let's go.
Anson versus Maz?
Oh, my goodness sakes.
Is Anson versus Maz?
Oh, I can do that.
With a slider for the prize.
Hey, you got 1970 stuff in there?
You always keep a couple Maz answers in
All
here.
right.
All right, go. First question. Which Piston players hold the franchise record for most points scored in a single playoff game?
Single
and for
playoff
a bonus,
game.
what's the number?
I'm going to say Chauncey Billups.
And Anson, you want to say?
Anson?
Kelly Tripucka.
Wow.
What? That is a sweet.
Well, we now have an opening. Pete for a steal.
Well, I can't because I have the answer in front of me.
Oh, true.
Yes.
Rip Hamilton?
Ricky.
So nobody's ever heard of Isaiah Thomas.
Who?
It's not Zeke. It is Zeke. I would hope that it's Zeke, but I figured that's a little too obvious. I know Tripucka had some big
43.
with that flowing locks of his. Him and Kurt Nymphius, man. They could have been doing some
Say that
Vidal
last name
Sassoon.
again. Kurt Nymphius.
Kurt Nymphius, man.
Yeah,
you should
enunciate
see
when
that
you say
guy.
that.
Oh, Nymphius
Kurt
was wild.
Nymphius.
They should have been doing Vidal Sassoon commercials together.
That is hilarious.
Hey, hold on. We got a $50 super
Dude,
chat.
Shut it down.
Sergeant.
$50. Anson, I'll let you read Sergeant Curtis Schultz, Star Wars
Sergeant
Squawk.
Schultz.
Oh, he's a Star Wars fan? Hell yeah, I'll read that.
Sergeant Schultz.
Can I get a...
Maybe
You didn't
coming
know?
up.
That's
Your
right.
butt better call somebody and Maz. Give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Detroit basketball. Shout out Sergeant Curtis.
Sergeant Schultz.
$50, man.
Sergeant Schultz.
Bugs a lot. I appreciate that. Shout
Schultz.
out to
Schultz
Sergeant.
wants that rookie card. He wants the Anson grab bag today. Thank you very much.
There's a pause there somewhere.
Back to stump the crew.
Man, in what year did the Detroit Pistons win their first NBA championship?
1989.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
Year I was born.
What was their first finals appearance?
1988.
1988.
Wrong.
87.
Six.
Wrong.
Nope.
Way,
no,
way, way,
19.
Way back.
way back.
Way back.
They were the Fort Wayne Pistons.
Oh, the Fort Wayne
1955.
Pistons. Okay.
There you go, George Yardley.
That was one of the questions too. 'Cause they won two championships back in that era.
No. No, I wish.
You said what?
I wish.
They won two.
No.
They have 5 total.
No.
I'm making
3.
up stuff.
Man, you've been messing with me today, bro.
They got the trophies
Try to
out
do a
at Little
little something.
Caesars. When you get there early, they have the table with the 3 championship trophies, 89, 90, and of course 04.
05 makes me puke maybe the most just because they should be tied with San Antonio.
Totally.
Yeah.
The fact that the San
Robert
Antonio Spurs have more championships than the Detroit Pistons will always hurt.
Yeah, but it goes back to what we say about the league. The league always values other teams and not the Pistons. Enter David Robinson. Enter Tim Duncan. Enter Victor Wembanyama. Enter Tony Allen.
Insert Cooper Flag.
Coming.
One of the saddest
Downloading.
moments of my life was seeing Antonio McDiggity Dice at the end of the game, at the end of the bench with that look on his face of just like it's over.
Then he went to San
It's just
Antonio
like,
after.
oh,
Man, what's your
my
favorite
heart.
Pistons moment?
04, the sweep. Loved it. I love Ben
Gentleman's
Wallace.
sweep.
I love Ben Wallace finally putting that championship on the. You know how they had the board? I don't remember. I just loved everything about that team. Loved everything about that team.
Ricky, what about your mic doesn't work?
I
Huh?
like
No,
I like Malice at the Palace too. Believe it or not.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say 04 also. I was at the Palace when they had like the championship like party after they won. I never forget. I recorded it too. Ben Wallace walking out with that championship trophy at the end, and Mason going like that's memory that lasts a lifetime right there, man.
You know all the memories. Like asking you is almost impossible, but I will try. What is your favorite Pistons moment?
There's 2.
Okay. Fair.
After the Celtics had won in 04, we got season tickets in 04, or excuse me, 84, 85. And my dad came home. I waited up for him, and we had beaten the Boston Celtics. And he was so excited. We beat the world champs, but they didn't have their who's that, Dad? Larry Bird. So that was my first moment that still sticks with me so much, but it came full circle in 04. We had season tickets right behind the visitors bench, and my dad had sold them for Game 5 against the Lakers because, well, you were getting a lot of money from those LA fans that were coming into town, and he faked me out. He had sold them, and I didn't think that we were going to even be going to the game, and then he's like, all right, we're going. I got some seats for us. You're not going to like them. Well, he ended up getting us second row right behind the Pistons bench, and we sat right in front of the owner of Girls Gone Wild and Jack Nicholson.
Oh, you see what you hear what happened that day with the guy from Girls Gone Wild?
Yeah, we don't need to go into that. Shout out Fox 2.
Didn't he like run to another country and get caught over there?
Well, he was under some serious litigation here, and he fled the country. But that moment, after going for 15 years without a championship, to be able to be there with my father, the guy that I owe all of my basketball background and all the moments basketball-wise I owe to that man, to be able to sit there with him and be an adult, not 12, 13 years old the first time, and to be able to sit there and turn around and rub it in Jack Nicholson's face. It was that game 5, the blowout, the flames, the whole energy of that stadium and a team that nobody thought could do it in the gentleman's sweep. Shout out D-Dubs, man. I love you.
I'll leave you guys with this, and then we can switch, because there's some good, interesting things going on in the NFL. Maz, we can go around the NFL for a second. My moment is different. I wasn't in Detroit. I wasn't in here at the time. 1989, my mom, my stepdad, married, moved to Georgia. When I get to Georgia, all the kids in the neighborhood are 2 years older than me. All the guys, country boys, they grew up together, hated me. I'm the city boy. I'm coming from Detroit. Detroit is this. Detroit is that. Detroit is pimps. Detroit is what comes after pimps. Detroit is drugs. Detroit is black. I'm 7, mind you. I'm 7.
What are those things?
But guess what happened? but guess what happened, and guess what I could always fall back on? The Pistons. I was like, well, my team won a championship last year. So that whole lead up to the summer again, they're not going to win. It's not going to be their years. Jordan is that. Whatever it was, they won again.
Sir.
And guess what? Everybody had to be quiet for a day. But
with no Rick Mahorn even.
100%. They stole Rick Mahorn.
Don't forget, the Pistons won again.
Yeah, the Pistons won again.
The Pistons won again.
With that being said, man, put this picture up there, Pete. If you see this picture tonight at any time, just know that the Pistons
won again.
They did win again. If you see this picture, shout out to my man Chef Geach. I saw him before the Thursday game. Not that one. The picture I sent you in.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Bray. Hang on. I've been so busy, my friend.
Hey, Pete.
I'm so sorry, my brother.
It's okay, brother.
I love you so much. I'm so sorry.
Good.
Breathe.
We will pivot to around the NFL after this.
All right, here we go. Let's go around the NFL, Pete.
Go ahead. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Got 300 things going on.
There we go.
Sorry, buddy. I got the picture, Bray.
Who's injured? What does it all add up to? It's time for Around the NFL on Ermanni and Edwards with Maz.
All right. There's Chef Geese.
100%.
He's the guy that ran on at Comerica Park and did the song?
Because he started when the Lions started winning, so it carried over. And then the next year, that's when the Tigers started winning, and now the Pistons are winning. So it seems like he might be a good luck charm for the Detroit fan base.
Real quick story about him. Years ago when he first started off, I went to a listening party for a video of his. He's with a rap group. He shot a music video in the middle of the street one time. Shut off nothing, everything. The entire video was shot in the middle of the street. He's one of the dopest artists ever.
That's cool.
If you ever get a chance to be around him.
No, for sure. We exchanged numbers. We had him on the show. You guys had him on. I wasn't in that time. So I reached out to him, guys, information.
You got to deal with the NFL, too.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get him on after the game tomorrow so he can say it.
100%. What is he going to say, man?
You know the Pistons won again. That's as rappy as I'm going to rap, all right? There it is.
I will take it. It matters.
A very good impression. I hope that you caught Rick's impression of you on Tuesday.
I didn't.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
That's how we opened the show. He said
it's amazing.
About hating LeBron.
I was mad.
Thank you, Rick.
He crushed it.
Did you hate from your bottom of your heart?
Yeah, I did.
Heavily.
From your gut.
My blood pressure went up for a second. It was scary.
You know what I loved last night? And I always do. He's flopping around and just flopping. No one's even looking at him. They walk away. No one looks to check on him. He's like laying on the ground.
He's the boy that cried wolf.
No one even looks at him. And then the other night they caught him. He was like this.
Oh, yeah, I love that. I love that.
He wanted to see if someone was looking at him.
No.
If the ref bought in.
So.
Yeah, there's 2 photos on Twitter. One of him like this and the other one of him like this.
Go back to reading your fake books.
What more do you want? The league is giving you the league is giving you everything that you've asked for. The league is giving you all that you've wanted. So,
hey, William on the super chat before we do NFL. If the Pistons bring a trophy to Detroit, well, then the Tigers can bring a World Series trophy, and then the Lions can bring the Lombardi home. Thank you, William. Another super chatter going on the wheel. Let's start you off around the NFL. I'm going to start you off with the fan base tier. Now, someone did a fan base tier. JPA Football put this out. JES Football. It's very good. Look who's on top, as they should be. None other than the best fans in the world, your Detroit Lions on the top, along with the Green Bay Packers. And, Bray, you could read it from there.
Yeah, if you look at the top tier, first thing that comes to mind Anson, when we look at the top tier, and then I'll get into the list. If you can see it, same thing for you. First thing comes to mind.
I mean, we're the best sports town in the country. I was just kind of busy looking for New York.
I was more.
They got them down a bunch.
Because they're garbage.
Okay.
8 teams to suck it all.
Well, I was going to say out of the 3 out of 5 teams that are in the top tier, they are all in the NFC North.
Hey.
Yeah. How about it? It's the Vikings. It's the Packers. It's the Bills and the Seahawks. The 12th man, of course. Go ahead.
I was just looking at the worst franchises.
Great fans is next. You got the Saints, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Buccaneers, and the 49ers, followed by the Steelers. Who else is in there? The Browns, the Texans, the Titans, and the Indianapolis Colts.
I've got an issue with the Steelers being that low.
Steelers should be up with us on the top line.
Every girl in Pittsburgh is clad in Steelers gear.
Yeah.
Facts.
Let me look at this. Let me look at this list again and break it.
You got
down.
it, buddy. Hang on.
Let me look at this again. So out of the top tier, man, let's start there. Would you replace anybody in this top tier and add some teams? That's what we should have started with.
Yeah, I think I would. I'm going to start with moving the Steelers up a line.
Okay.
And I got to see it up on the board here again. I'm always behind
them
here.
off of
In
the
my
Bills.
eyes, I don't have my glasses.
What do you want to know, Thomas?
No, it's okay. I'm going to wait for it. There it is. I can see it now. Saint fans, good. Raven fans, good. Bengal fans, I don't know about them. Buccaneers fans, I don't know about them. 49ers fans, I really don't know about them as well. Cleveland, for sure, belongs there. Houston, come on. What's Houston doing there? The Steelers, for sure. The Titans, I don't know. Colts, I don't know. The next line, the Rams, on the OK fans, Rams should be at the bottom. On the bottom.
Right.
With the Chargers and the Cardinals and the Jags and the Panthers. Washington should definitely move up.
Yeah, Washington fans.
Washington fans are rabid. Sure, they've sucked in the past, but when the Redskins were around, they were right up there on the top 2 lines.
They travel too.
In the middle, the Bears fans, they got to be moved up a little bit, don't you think? Don't you think the Bears got to move up? Raiders fans, well, they've been so disposed. They have like 4 homes.
Right.
That's where I was going to go to.
Yeah.
A lot of these teams, I think, deserve to go up. Like the Raiders, like just to tell you, when I play, the Raiders are one of the fan bases.
The black hole.
But guess what? They're no longer in Oakland.
Exactly.
They're in Vegas.
Yeah.
You look at the Rams. Look at the Chargers. You look at the Commanders. You look at a lot of these teams. They have new homes.
How about the Eagles? They should move up.
But they're insufferable.
They're
That's
insufferable.
This list is different because that's why I had to read this. It says insufferable. That
That's
makes
right.
sense. The Cowboys, Giants, Eagles.
Yeah.
Batteries.
Patriots.
Okay, got you.
They throw
Didn't
batteries.
notice
Now
that,
that
yeah.
line is almost
Boo
perfect.
Santa.
That line is
Yeah.
almost perfect.
They
Is that
boo
only
Santa.
fans? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, fans.
How the Patriots have fallen.
Oh my God, that was fun.
They boo Santa, for God's sakes.
See, this I would classify it different. Like insufferable for me would be great, because that's what you want your fan base to be.
That's true.
The
Like-
Steeler fans maybe belong down there. What do you think of that? I mean, it's easy to
Insufferable?
root for
I
a
hate the
winner.
Steelers, yeah.
Right? It's easy to root for a winner. They were a winner in the 70s and 80s.
Steelers fans suck, but then I played for the Browns, so I'm always feel that way. I hate the Steelers. There's a lot of losses.
I don't know why the Giant fans are in there. They're not insufferable.
My ex went to
We
Pitt.
haven't won anything.
My
I think the
ex went
Giants
to
front
Pitt.
office is insufferable.
I spent a lot of time in Pittsburgh, man. They are so religious about their teams down there, whether it's the Penguins, whether it's the Pirates. I mean, they're all the same colors down there.
They
so
don't
everybody
support the
looks
Pirates,
same.
by the way.
What's that?
They don't support the Pirates.
Really?
They don't. But the Pirates are awful. They need a new owner. You think we always yell for a new owner here? The Pirates need a new owner.
PNC's a great park, man.
Will Paul Skeen be there for long?
I don't know. Not if they don't want to pay him, because he's going to make a lot of money.
Sure.
By the way, side note, did you see the fan at Pittsburgh last night?
Oh,
He dropped 30 feet
Yep.
off the Clemente right field wall. Now, to me, it looked like he threw himself over.
So I've got
But
an
he had no
inside
shirt
story
on.
that.
I'm going to guess he was drunk.
You think?
I got an inside story on that.
I'd like to know.
I heard a call.
First of all, is he okay? I doubt
he's
it.
in critical condition right
Yeah.
now. I heard a call from some guy that actually has family there,
Yeah.
and they were sitting in his section. I guess he was drunk the whole game.
Yep.
Look at me, look at me. At one point, he ripped off his shirt and
Yeah.
poured a beer over his head. And it wasn't for trying to catch a pop fly or anything. It was literally a single that he got so excited. And I believe he was in the second row. But he jumped up so much and was so drunk, lost himself, fell over the front seat, and tumbled 21 feet.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
He looked like a rag doll.
Not a
coming
video
down.
you want to watch.
Yeah, I haven't seen
And you know
it. I
what?
don't
They
play
got
it
him.
like-
They started the game 10 minutes after. How did he even finish that game?
You got bills to pay. You got
Yeah.
bills to pay.
That's
You
what we
got-
came
yeah,
here
Show
it's all
must
right.
go on.
The thing that sucks about that is the schedule. It's always about the schedule. It's not like you can just hold it. Just like when the thing happened with DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah.
Like, it got to the point where it was like, hey, look, if we don't do this, this is what come next. It sucks, but you got to move it up. I learned that. I learned that when I was playing at Michigan. When someone would get hurt, it was the first time I saw it. You know, somebody gets hurt in high school, especially if it's a major play. You should have practiced down almost. Lloyd Carr's infamous phrase, move it up 10 yards, first down. Only time he didn't move it up 10 yards first down was when Drew Henson broke his ankle in 2000. He was like,
Man.
that's it.
Now, there's a
That's
legendary
it.
name I'd love to talk about one day.
He lives around the corner. He used to.
He pitched for the Yankees, right?
Yeah, he did.
At least in their minors.
Hey, a couple super chats coming in. Michael Weary again. What other city has 3 playoff teams and a 4th loading? And we travel everywhere for all sports. We do. We're one of the best traveling cities. We're right there with Pittsburgh, the Steeler fans. They travel. But we're right there with them. And Burn, it's not hard to be a Steelers fan. That's what I said. When have they suffered? But they're insufferable, Burn. The fans at the top either have been tortured or own the team. Seahawks are sus. How about that? Burns calling the Seahawks sus.
Yeah, I was going to bring them up.
See, I played for Seattle. I was with the 12th man. Nah, they mean. Now, if you mean sus like I mean sus, I have no comment on that. But or like I understand what it means. I have no comment. But the great fans, like that place was loud. CenturyLink when I was there, like the other teams, the opponents, they hated playing there. You could see them struggling on the field. The infamous what was it? The refs game where it was the replacement refs.
Yes,
on
in the
Monday
corner of
Night
the end
Football
zone
against Green Bay. Man, them crowd was so loud that night. I was just watching because I wasn't playing very much. So
that was something, man. You were at that game. That was some game.
I was on the sideline.
That was some game.
On the sideline.
Hey, back to the NFL. Roger Goodell the other day during the draft says the NFL will play 3 Christmas Day games every year going forward. Doesn't matter if it's a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, or Friday. 3 games on Christmas Day. What say you, NBA Anson?
I love it. Hey, listen, the GOAT.
They stole
he
it.
Increased viewership.
They stole
and the
it.
Chosen One has buried viewership. They lost the rights to Christmas. I loved watching football on Christmas, but hey, I'll watch both. I got no issues with it at all.
Looks like YouTube and Amazon will own that day. 2 games on YouTube, 1 game on Amazon, or vice versa every other year. So get ready for football every Christmas Day. I know my mother-in-law is going to be complaining about that one.
Only thing I'll say about it is the NBA, it was your job to keep moving things forward.
Yep.
Like you saw the pace that the NFL was on. They were getting to the point they were adding a 17th game. They were adding this. Like they were trying to play on different days that college teams traditionally played on. You knew they were coming for this spot, but you didn't set it up in a certain way where maybe you put 7 games on Christmas, or maybe you had specialty games, or maybe you played in a certain spot. You didn't get creative in that space, and the NFL said, excuse me, could you move over?
Yeah.
They took over. That's on the NBA.
They tried the NBA. Remember with the different uniforms and stuff like that?
But that stuff was...
That kind of fell away to the side.
But that stuff was cool, man. But, like, after a certain while, now you have to up your game in creation. Like, after a while, like, the kids that love the jerseys, like, they're no longer 18, 19, 20. They're like 30. Like 35. It's like, all right, can y'all do something new? Like, what's the new thing that you're going to do? So
here's the only downside about Christmas Day games, 3 of them. I think, honestly, it's too much. I think Christmas Day is a day that you stay with your family. Even I have to agree with my mother-in-law a little here on this one. She hated Thanksgiving Day football, which I told her, no. Thanksgiving is football.
Yes,
it
sir.
is football.
Yes, sir.
Christmas Day, can you imagine you're a beat writer? You're a player. And you got little kids. You got to play on Christmas Day. You can't open presents. You can't see what Santa brought, stuff like that. So that's a downside because the Lions will be playing on Christmas Day. So us Detroiters that cover the team, guess what? We're going to be at the games or we're going to be on the road or whatever. It's going to happen. 3 games, they might be playing every other freaking year.
The one thing about the NBA that I will say, thinking about after I made that comment, is you know what they do now. I always hate that phrase, but you know what they do now? They do the mid-season tournament, or they do the beginning of season tournament. And when does that take place? In December. Yeah. So I think that's kind of where their focus is gone now.
They have no choice.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We keep it going here with the Seahawks on draft day. Traded Sam Howell to the Minnesota Vikings. And all they had to do was swap draft picks late in the round. So Sam Howell basically a gifted to the Minnesota Vikings. He will sit behind J.J. McCarthy. Now, they asked J.J. McCarthy the other day, J.J., are you ready to be the starter for the Vikings?
I know I'm ready to start. I appreciate that question, Kevin, because all the work I put in and just the confidence in my skills and abilities and just being able to do my job and simplify things to, the best of my ability every single day and, just take it one day at a time, one play at a time. And, I have a tremendous coaching staff, a tremendous group of guys around me that I can lean on, and they can lean on me.
Are they ready, Bray? Is he ready?
That boy went to Michigan.
Is he ready?
He's exuding confidence. He's exuding that media school that Bruce Maggi headed up. Shout out to Bruce Maggi.
Bruce Maggi. Love you, Bruce.
Bruce Maggi was my guy, man, 100%.
Me too.
I think so. Like, when you listen to this, I don't hear coach speak or I don't hear players speak. I don't hear him just – this is at the podium because Sam Howell's coming in or, this is what I'm supposed to do. I think you see a player that has gone through something. I think you see a player that got hurt.
It looks like he grew up a lot.
He did.
Too.
I think you see, even from when we saw him at the end of the regular season, I think you saw a player that went through injury. He went through that season, had another surgery to make sure that it was right. He had to watch this thing play out. He was humbled. He was trying to figure things out. And then you see him after the season. They made some comments about how skinny he was and all that. I think what this shows me is a player that, I wasn't doing this when I was at Michigan. I wasn't tapping into the outside. I wasn't tapping into what people were saying. You remember what Michigan said. Michigan was everything Ann Arbor. The outside is going to be the outside. He dealt with a lot of distraction his time at University of Michigan, so he knows how to do it. I think you saw somebody that remembered that about himself. And then once the knee healed, now you're young, you see the knee heal. Okay, cool. I'm okay. The knee is healing. The team trusts me. There's no Sam Darnold. He didn't get paid. They haven't brought in Aaron Rodgers yet. I think you see a guy that's confident. He is ready for what's coming this year.
It's early, but I'm...
To right now, to this point.
Well, I'm saying it's early, but the early reports suggest the fact that the 2024 draft class was the greatest quarterback class that we've seen this century. And that's the second best quarterback in the class. I've told you guys all last year. I'm going to tell you again.
Over Drake May?
Over Drake May and Bo Nix and the Catfish.
Wow.
Okay? I've said it from day one. You alluded to it a little bit. This guy, who is this guy? We kind of want to see him. Now we want to see him over Cade McNamara. Now he's our starter. Go win a national championship, kid.
Did it.
And it's great because I can really root for him now, even though he's a Viking. But he's on my dynasty team, and I did that for a reason because this kid has everything you can ask for from a young quarterback. But he's got it here, and he's got it here, too. This guy can run away from anybody on the field. Yeah. He can make every throw on the field, and I think that his year off is going to suit him so well. You get a guy without a big ego in Darnold ahead of him, and now you get a guy in Sam Howell that doesn't have a big ego behind him. Pause. But this young man is going to make a lot of Wolverine fans very, very proud of him. And I'll tell you what, he's going to piss a lot of Lions fans off because we're going to be dealing with him in the North for a very long time.
J.J. McCarthy is what's happening. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be an interesting comparison. I don't know if I'm right or if I know I'm wrong. I'm just willing it out. J.J. McCarthy is comparable to Shedeur Sanders.
But fast.
Faster.
Way faster.
But he's comparable. There were many, many questions about J.J. McCarthy. Mm-hmm. Many, many questions about J.J. Follow me, though. You think I'm going somewhere that I'm not. There are many, many questions about J.J. McCarthy. Many, many questions. There are many, many questions about Shedeur Sanders. When you turn J.J. McCarthy's tape on, what did you see? You saw someone that can lead. You saw one that was physical. You saw someone that was tough. You saw someone that can do the things that you can put the right team around and you can have success. That player, all he did when he went to the podium every time, I can do this. This is what I'm going to be. I love my teammates, blah, blah, blah. He did that. The coaches speak. It worked for him because he got drafted 9th overall. Shout out to Gibby walking in right now.
Oh, Gibby.
It went for him. 9 overall, he was drafted. But then Shedeur, same type of situation. You see the thing with Cam Ward. You know what I'm saying? Let's do a song. You want to do a song? No, I just play football. Then you hear about what happened in interviews, or then you hear with the podium and how he was. If he wouldn't have been that way, a lot of people say it would have been the same thing with J.J. McCarthy. Or if Deion's not talking. Like, that's what I mean with the Shedeur situation.
Yeah, you can talk yourself out of being drafted high.
Yeah.
We've seen that.
Especially when you're not, especially when there's holes. So if JJ would have talked, if JJ would have been like, yo, like, no, I'm going here, I'm doing this. If JJ's moxie would have matched a little bit.
Second round pick.
It would have been like, okay, now I got to relook at your film. Yeah, we're good. We'll pass. We'll pass.
He's also not paying for the sins of his father either.
Hey, burn on the super chat. The Vikings will find a way to mess it up. Just wanted to get that in there.
I'm not saying that he's wrong on that, but that kid is going to be a hell of a quarterback in this league. Did you watch his one preseason game? Came out, turned the ball over early, and then just like he has his whole career, he adjusted, got better. He looked magnificent in that game.
Can't believe you're talking about J.J. McCarthy like this.
Listen,
I didn't think you had it in you.
But this is why you have to appreciate the banter and the rivalry with individuals that know how to, separate the rivalry from what you really see. The people that keep taking it to the NFL is like, yeah, you're a moron. Like,
absolutely.
The people is like, all right, cool. He's now not in Ann Arbor, or he's no longer in East Lansing. Well, this is what this kid is, or this is what this player is. Like, that's how it's supposed to be.
I'm supposed to not even like you or be friends with you.
In that case, I would have never liked Plaxico Bird, but that's a lie I did.
Hey, I beat Plaxico in a game of pool.
I believe he probably was blowed.
Where was that? Oh, man, that was at
Snookers.
No, it was at the Riv, a.k.a. the HIV, up in East Lansing.
All right.
Oh, the Riv.
All right, look, we've gone over. We've been having some fun, doing some things, talking some NFL.
Having fun all day.
100%.
Fun, baby.
Always.
Back to the Pistons in a little bit, too.
Yeah, because the game is coming up, man. Time is ticking. It's about a little under 4 hours before tip-off. Let's get a message in from Buddy's Pizza and merch.
Man, you're going to see some legendary play tonight out of the Pistons. So get yourself a legendary Detroit deep dish to watch it with. Buddy's Pizza been serving Detroit since 1946. In fact, that original location still stands today at 6 Mile and Conant. Sign up. Get into their rewards and earn points on every single purchase, including that deep dish pizza you're getting tonight. Download the mobile app and start earning today. And when you order tonight, you can save 10% off that entire order using the promo code 10MEAL. Once again, that is 10 MEAL. You see it right above my head. So go and visit them at buddies.com.
And I know you're tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports merch. It's a new era of sports wearables, new designs, amazing apparel, and the ultimate swag, man. Shop.woodwardsports.com is where you need to go check out all the new designs when it comes to Detroit sports merch. All the teams, Lions, Red Wings, Pistons, Tigers, we got you there. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Hoodies, tees, hats, all of them guaranteed to turn heads, man. People going to be asking you, where did you get that nice design? Where did you get that unique? I need to get one. You're going to look them dead in the face and tell them shop.woodwardsports.com is where I got to go get you one. We'll be right back.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasta salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them, and that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
All right, guys, dreaming of a new home but feeling in a financial pinch? Well, Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's $5,000 that you get to keep in your pocket. Heck, go to a couple Piston games with that kind of money. Not Lion games, unfortunately. Give Mark White and his team a call today, 248-290-8242. Visit him online as well, markwhitesells.com. Again, that number, 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
Oh, yeah, everybody. You know what time it is right now. Scan that QR code above my head. Use the code word Woodward1000 to get your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account. When you do such an event and you make your first deposit and your first bet, if your first bet happens to lose, you'll get your first bet back as a bonus bet up to $1,000, but only if you scan that QR code above my head. Use that code word over there, Woodward1000, to open up your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account. Back to you, gentlemen. Last break was done, by the way, Bray. Forgot to mention that.
Oh, no, you're good. I was laughing. I was looking at this old tweet. It's hilarious. T.O., the infamous T.O. tweet, man.
He's the man.
I got to meet him, and he sat and talked to me and Anthony Smith for 15, 20 minutes.
He's a good dude.
He's really cool.
He's just sensitive.
It's my quarterback.
He's just a sensitive guy. We had a miscommunication, and he got pissed off. But Maz, the Abdul Carter story is very interesting. And that's I know right. You as a giant slappy, as we're talking about those 80s giants.
I'm an LT slappy.
Well, there it is. Talk about LT. 56.
Well, Abdul Carter, the number one pick of the New York Giants.
Where's 11, by the way?
Phenomenal defensive end. He's going to be amazing. The Giant defense is going to be off the freaking hook. No one's going to want to be playing against them. Well, he decided that he wants to wear Lawrence Taylor's number 56.
Ha!
So he says to LT, do you mind if we take your 56 out of retirement? LT told him, you could read it. Basically, take a hike, kid.
Here you go, right here. This is after he was asked. I know he would love to wear the number, but hey, I think it's retired. Get another number. I don't care if it's 00, and then make it famous.
That's what you said.
Phil Simms 11 retired? Is that the deal?
Phil Simms 11 is retired as well. But 56 is retired and will never be touched again by another Giant. And you said it last week, and I forgot who wanted to change numbers last week.
It was Abdul Carter.
No, it was something. It was another player.
Warren Moon and Cam Ward.
Warren Moon, yes, thank you. And you said, go make your own number.
Touch that number.
Get your own number and make it your own. You said it.
This is my thing. Like, when I came into the league, I didn't want to wear 80 because 80 was my favorite player. It was Jerry Rice, but it was the number. It was 80. 80. It was Chris Carter. It was Jerry Rice, Irvin Frye. You can go down the list. Like, I wanted to make something my own. Like, you're talking about going into a place where a guy has stories in folklore about him. Like, the stories you hear about LT, they sound like something that was, like, made up, and it's not. Why would you want to attempt to get that number? Yeah. Like, and I understand, you want, well, he's attempting to, why? This is LT. Why would you go to Minnesota and get 84? Why would you go to San Fran and wear 16? Why would you ask for that?
Let's go to Boston and I want
12.
33.
Let's go to Boston and wear 12.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers didn't even ask. He told Joe Namath, "I'm not touching your number 12," and he rocked his old college number.
Aaron Rodgers is born in '83. We had respect in '83 because our parents, our grandparents, our great grandparents, they gave us that respect. Like, look, this is what it is. I get it. Make your, get the number, change the game, and now it becomes your number. But that'll never be your number.
But guess what? If you remember Pat Swilling when he signed with the Lions back in the '90s. He asked Joe Schmidt, "Can I take your 56 out of retirement?"
Said yes.
And he said, "Yeah, go ahead." And Swilling fell on his face.
Yep. I should tell you, before we started doing the show together, 17 in my brain is Braylon Edwards.
I appreciate that. I wish they did that in Michigan. Like, if you want to be truthful, I get it. Because even at the Michigan level, you keep giving guys number one. Like, every wide receiver that they give a number one since I've been
going. There were two number ones. There was one on defense and offense now.
Well, it's been like 5 receivers or 6 receivers away. Don't you know all of them transferred? That's my issue with it. You're not even getting the guys that are going to – if you're going to give somebody one, break my records. Break my records. Give it to somebody that you know. Stop giving it to these guys that wear it for 1 year. Kakoa Crawford, gone. Kid.
You go on and on.
You know what? But on and on.
Even
like,
deeper, not on the same team – Kobe Bryant did not take his idol's number. But, of course, LeBron is running around in the 20s.
Oh.
It's your boy.
Oh.
Hey, while Maz is getting sick over there, I want to give everybody the 4-minute warning. You've got 4 minutes to get in the Super Chat and get yourself another opportunity or your first opportunity to take home this awesome prize package along with the Braylon Edwards signed rookie card. I think we got some coming in right now.
Sergeant Schultz hit it again.
Hey,
another 20.
Let's go. That's 70 for the day.
He said, "What is each of your favorite Prince song, and which Detroit team should play it?"
Adore and Sign of the Times.
Diamonds and Pearls. I know that's really kind of a little later on, and people don't love it. I don't know. Something about Diamonds and Pearls. I love that song.
I'll go Little Red Corvette for the Red Wings.
Sure.
Dude, I'm Purple Rain all day, dude.
Purple Rain, Rick?
Love it.
Oh,
Purple Rain.
I can't decide. Prince is the artist. I can't decide one song. I couldn't do it.
Party Like It's 1999 ain't bad.
I can't do one Prince song. That's impossible for me. I'm sorry.
He's a great guitar player.
Darling Nikki is a great song.
Darling
Nikki is a great song.
Dirty Diana, like.
That's a good question.
Every song you say, I'm gonna keep like, nah.
Side note, Maz, before we get yesterday, the Detroit Tigers, they did come up, get a win,
they
so
did.
they
There
didn't
he
get
is.
swept. And Javi Baez.
Let's show that picture.
El Mago.
Oh, hang
El
on.
Mago is back.
Let me turn the camera.
Grand Slam.
El Mago is back. He's back. He plays any position you want. Woo. He's hitting over 300. Hit a grand slam yesterday, and the Tigers held on for dear life.
Who called it?
They were up 7-0. They won 7-4. They got out of there. Jackson Joe went 4+ innings. He looks all right, but he's still got some growing to do.
AL MVP?
I better start getting some credit. I told you El Mago was
did.
back. I told you he didn't want to play the Commanders, and I told you Cat was going to be a problem.
You sure
did. I told you. But watching it, it's funny because playing golf, I'm related to golf, the hip coming through, that grand slam, that form was perfect.
Keep the eye on the ball.
Hip turn, eye on the ball. He even still was looking as he fouled through. I said, what is that? I'm telling you, man, Javi might be fixed.
They're at the Angels for the next 4 nights. Casey Mize goes tonight. I'm looking for big things at number 12 on the hill tonight. That's going to be a good thing. Let me give you my quick hockey second, 30 seconds of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Can you real quick? You got 1 more minute left in. We got another super chat coming in. Get those in. Give Pete some work. And let's hear those 20 seconds of hockey.
I'll read you super chat, I guess. All I'm saying is Detroit basketball gets the W. James Wetherill. And here we go with the hockey seconds. The Stanley Cup playoffs. Florida, my pick to win the Stanley Cup again. They knocked out Tampa Bay in 5 games, 6-3 to final. Jets over the Blues 5-3, so Winnipeg's up 3-2 tonight. We got Toronto and Ottawa, Vegas and the Wild, Stars and Avalanche, LA and the Oilers. All 4 games can end tonight. All 4 series can end tonight.
Or they can all 4 go to Game 7.
Or they can all go to Game 7, which would be nice.
It's funny that sports players make you feel old. It's not life that makes you feel old. It's sports. Because when I'm watching Aaron Rodgers over the last couple of years and I realize I got drafted in the same class and I'm watching him just have white hair in his hair and he just can't get up after plays and he's looking broken. Yesterday you see Alexander Ovechkin. I remember when he first got drafted. He had the hair over here, the booty face. Now all of a sudden it's white everywhere. It's like, man, we're getting to that age, man. But good for him. 4-1 they win. Caps get the dub.
Right now, that's Dante, right at the buzzer, the legend himself.
Here's a fun fact.
He does that. If you notice, Dante 1-5, he always at the buzzer.
He knows the
Here's
deal.
a fun fact from Dante, 151. Riley Green's home run song is Square Dance by Eminem, one of my favorite Eminem songs. How about that?
I appreciate
Little Eminem rep from Dante, 151. And Riley Green starting to come out of that slump, which is good to see. Hey, I got a couple more NFL things before we get to the wheel. How about putting up, Pete, the top-selling NFL drafts jerseys? So these are the top picks in the jerseys. Let's look at them. And Bray and Anson and the rest of the team here, tell me if anything surprises you here.
No, it doesn't.
Top-selling jerseys.
Number 1 makes sense. He won the Heisman. He's a dual threat. He's something we've never seen. Number 2 is the number 1 pick overall. It is what it is. Shador. You know the story. You know the last name. It's the hope. It's the support. 3, Ashton Genty. They've been talking about him for a year plus, and they think he's going to turn the franchise around. And Raiders. That makes sense. Dart makes sense. Carter makes sense. Yeah. I mean, it's the names we know from the draft for the most part.
Matthew Golden, the wide receiver, he's going to wear 22. A wide receiver wearing 22. I don't think that's ever happened.
They used to wear it in college when I was playing. Like 22 is a big number. The guys in Texas, like Shipley and those guys, they used to wear 22 a lot. So.
Wasn't that Doug Flutie's number?
What was that?
Wasn't that Doug Flutie's number? At
Doug
Boston
Flutie
College?
It was.
Was he 22? Or
I think he was 22.
22.
When he threw that bomb, when he threw that Boston College bomb.
My favorite 22 is Mike Bossy, of course, from the Islanders.
Spider.
That's my favorite 22.
Spider.
There you go.
You like Spider? He wore 22?
Oh, yeah.
He did. 100%.
All right.
I think who else?
Mercury Morris wore 22 for the Dolphins.
Mercury Morris.
The late great Eugene Mercury Morris from the undefeated 72 Dolphins.
So while we let Pete work his wheel and get it prepped for the spin, I know I didn't get a chance last week because we were having so much fun giving stuff away, but I got questions and I need some answers.
Oh, good.
Let's go.
All right.
Hang
So
on, buddy.
your crypto has come in. All right.
I don't have any.
You do, though.
Okay.
All right. So your crypto's come in. You sold that Honus Wagner card you had that you forgot about. But you are a multi-billionaire. And, well, your whole life you said, I'd love to own a sports franchise. So which sports franchise are you buying? And what is your first move? Maz, why don't you start us off?
Oh, my. Well, if dreams could come true, I would own the New York Yankees. Okay? Yeah. I would own the New York Yankees.
$2 billion ain't gonna cut it.
I know. So I'm going to say, with my cheap money that I got from crypto, I'll tell you what, I'll buy the Miami Marlins. Because A, I want to live in Miami.
Okay.
B, I like that stadium, and I could do a lot more to it. 3, I will give the fans back because the owner right now of the Miami Marlins is robbing them. He's spending nothing on that team. I would build that team. I would bring Don Mattingly back, and I would bring Derek Jeter back. 2 guys that got fired from that team.
Bray, he's got a whole list of moves.
I would bring them back.
He's ready
to run my team.
He's thought of this before.
Miami Marlins. I have no love for them, but I just want to live in Miami, and they're cheap. There you go.
How about you, Rick?
If I can't buy the Lions, obviously perfect. I will probably buy the Raiders and take them back to Oakland because I think that's where they need to be.
I like that.
And I can live in California. I didn't even think about that. And I can live in California, not in Oakland, but in California.
Ooh, might as well take the Chargers back to San Diego then.
Nah, I don't
That's
care
the
about
best
that.
place to live.
I'll do the Raiders. Or the Rams back to St. Louis. I might do that.
St. Louis is going to get a team.
Okay. Well, never mind, man. Forget it.
You did good, man. Stay in California.
Pete,
Yeah.
Pete, what are you doing, man? What franchise you taking over, and what are you doing?
Well, you know me, dude. You and I talk about value for your buck. It's always about the ROI, return on your investment. That's the only way you can do business. So I have to put my heart away. I cannot select a Detroit team. It's too small of a market for my money. I'm going with the LA Rams, baby, because the LA Rams not only have the coach, they have the momentum right now as one of the hot. You talk about buying a team like right now, as we said, it'll be the LA Rams, baby, because they got the momentum right now. They have the sexiness that I like for a franchise.
And you're taking them to St. Louis?
I'm not taking them. They're staying in L.A. and we're going to party.
Got a great stadium.
I'm going to invest more money than you could possibly think in stadium. All concessions go to like $3 popcorn, $2 hot dogs, $1 pop.
Man of the people.
This is going on. That's what happens.
Dante 151 says, I'd buy the Tigers from Pizza Boy.
I don't hate that.
Boy.
What do you think, Ray?
I'm very curious to hear yours.
Mine is easy. Look, as a black man, I would have to take that into the equation. So I want to be around some of my people. Atlanta.
Oh,
Atlanta would be the move
Hot
for me.
Atlanta,
Maz already said.
But which team?
The Hawks.
Oh.
You're going to put the Hawks on the map?
I'm about the Atlanta Hawks.
Nice.
Maz called them irrelevant. I absolutely agree. I would buy the Hawks. I would
make them
influence.
relevant.
I would I would infuse the Atlanta culture. Also, I would change a couple things.
Change their colors.
They're pretty iconic.
I'm not mad at that.
It's iconic.
I'd go back to the neat jerseys.
I find another way to do it. I wouldn't change that color scheme. That especially the red, yellow, and white one. I wouldn't change that color scheme. Give me the Hawks though. I think that would be a good one. I spent time there as a kid, 5 years.
They're cheap.
I remember when they played at the Omni. I remember played the Omni Center. So give me the Falcons. Excuse me, the Hawks.
I thought you would take the Braves.
You said, but I know they're already done right. Like the Yankees are already done right. I'm not taking the franchise.
That's why I took the Marlins.
Smart. I would take the Hawks.
See that squad right there?
Oh, hang on.
Oh yeah.
The Pistons.
Hang on.
I see them.
I mean, I love all of our teams. I'm not trying to put anybody else on the map. I'm taking the Detroit Pistons back to Pontiac.
Why?
It's happening.
See now
It's happening. Now, you guys can think I'm crazy. I don't know whether I rebuild the Palace
Pontiac
or whether I
Auburn Hills.
resurrect the Silverdome.
But why are you taking it out of Detroit? They're the Detroit Pistons.
I get it, man. I get it. I cannot stand that stadium. I cannot
Well, build another
stand trying to
stadium.
park. I can't stand that they shut
I'll
everything
go
down after the
Riverfront with
third
it.
quarter.
Yeah.
And there's nowhere to get a damn drink.
Why won't you build it? Why don't you just build another arena and keep it downtown?
Yeah, keep it on
like,
Riverfront.
It's something about them being Detroit. Everybody's downtown now.
Go to the
My
first
teams
city
are
to
I
do it.
didn't give
there.
you a hard time over the Hawks.
Let him do what he wants, Brett.
Okay, all right.
Let him
all
take
right.
his toys and go home.
Can we pick up the Palace before it's demolished and put it in place of LCA? Then we'll all be happy. We're all on the same page.
Now you're thinking.
Okay, that's what I would do.
I don't
least
think
put
the
the
Real
Palace
Wings and the
there.
Pistons need to play in the same building. And I think as they go, as they get better, and as they grow, because Tom Gore's got money, he's gonna try to pull in the city anyway. I think as they go, they need their own building.
I
And
like
that's the
that.
only thing that makes sense.
Okay.
And there's a
on the
lot
riverfront.
of room, as Matt's been saying for a while. There's a lot of room downtown in a 5-year
I'd
project.
crush Grash it.
I would
Crush
agree.
it.
I 100% agree. Like get the Pistons, keep them down, but give them their own space. Because even now, as they're winning, like I went to the game Thursday last week, I went, but I'm like, man, this is hot. This is Gordie Howe. This is Stevie Y.
Yeah.
This is D-Mac. Shout out to D-Mac. By
You
the
got to
way.
look down
Legends.
because all the little sewer grates are Piston grates.
Exactly.
If you look down, you got to
The
look on the
sewer
floor.
grates.
I just
Oh, my God.
like
Yeah.
this is what caught me last when I went to the game. You know how they have D-Mac's jersey kind of the one like that.
Yeah.
They have one like that, and it's Joe D, and it's a small.
Yeah.
It's the MVP trophy. It's like the MVP trophy, like, and it's just chilling. Oh hey, it's the MVP trophy. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, Michael Weary says,
disrespectful.
Bray, you buy the Hawks, he'll buy the Falcons.
Say
So
less,
Michael
let's do
Weary's
it. Time
going
out.
with you to Atlanta.
That's
Pete,
my guy. I'm right
Pete,
down
before
to
we
Atlanta.
spin the wheel, Pete, you got Jason Kenyon's
Is Magic
pictures?
City still open? Can I go? Get some
Yeah,
wings?
I'm gonna. We only have a little bit left.
I know.
time
If
there.
we have to
Yep.
go
Magic
over, we
City.
go over. Don't worry. Here's Jason Kenyon, one of our top chatters, the cowboy from Oklahoma
Whoa.
City,
Wow.
guys. That's him.
8 seconds.
That's
This is
him.
him?
And check him out. Yeah, that's
Oh,
our
Jason
guy,
Kenyon.
Jason Kenyon. And check out his collection of sports cards as well, Bray. Might not be able to see them all.
Yeah,
but,
they were reversed.
but he has
Yeah.
got a lot of good stuff. So Jason
man.
Kenyon, we appreciate you,
Big time.
cowboy.
I
Thanks for
appreciate
listening.
that we're starting to get to know the chat a little bit.
Yeah.
I love it.
Send the stuff in. We've been talking and kicking with you guys for 4 years, man. Send stuff in. Let us get to know who you guys are. Do we want to say this for tomorrow? We're gonna rock and roll it.
No,
today?
we're
rock and
rolling.
roll it.
We're,
Do it
we're
up.
rolling the
I'm
wheel.
messing with you guys.
Anson and Pete, take it over.
All right.
Okay, Anson. Do it up, my man.
Well, let's go ahead and spin it when it gets to the black square there. The
Which is the
wild
Mavs,
card
the
Mavs.
secret square.
Oh, I want to win.
Boom.
Go.
All right, gentlemen. Good luck,
luck,
everybody.
everybody.
We
Good luck.
appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I got a wild card.
I'll be back on Tuesday, so you know I'll
So
be
will
bringing
I.
some goodies for you.
And I'll be with you.
My man, Pete. Pete hooked it up with
Backing
some...
you up, Anson.
Hey, it's coming to me. And there it goes.
Listen, guys, don't forget to stick around. We got the watch party, pregame
I
show.
think you got Michael DeVries.
Oh, he's going to win back to back. Shout out to Michael.
It was shuffled 5 times.
That's okay. That's okay. Shout out.
Shout out to Michael DeVries.
Congratulations. We'll be getting this out to you on Tuesday.
Shuffled
DeVries.
5
And
times.
thank you for sharing earlier about your father. We really appreciate that.
Hey, Mike, you have to hit me up online. Maz at woodwardsports.com. Maz at woodwardsports.com.
You guys ready?
Give me
for
all
this?
your info.
You ready for this?
Let's go.
We made it 4 o'clock.
I know.
We made it 4 o'clock.
That never happened.
Go freaking Pistons. It's Detroit basketball. You know what time it is. When we come back
You know the
tomorrow.
Pistons won
Expect to
again.
see Chef Geach.
You know the Pistons won again.
There it is. Enjoy the
You know
game.
the Pistons won
Oh,
again.
you're good. Enjoy the
You know
game.
the Pistons won again.